Okay, so I'm starting to feel like my reviews can be narrowed down to the question, is it a chore simulator or a roguelite? And while I make an honest effort to play games in all genres, I just seem to have a type. And the answer is roguelite. Anvil is a top-down shooter roguelite where you control a vault breaker, which we are totally not going to confuse with a vault hunter.
The Vault Hunters show up, Vault Hunter looks for the new vault, Vault Hunter gets killed.
The difference being you remotely control a suit, and there aren't any sirens. The good news is how many different suits you get to pick from, and how every suit has their own weapons and skills. Just about every archetype you can think of is covered. The robot ninja, the soldier, tanks, bruisers, and what I would refer to as casters. So far all the suits I've unlocked felt fun to play, but I definitely found some more difficult than others. And while the suit diversity feels good, the planet count is the opposite. There are 4 planets to pick from, and 2 of them are just boss rushes. And even then, the only real difference between the other 2 planets is how many levels they have, with the first being 5 and the second being 7. There is a silver lining though. This is a roguelite, and every playthrough of the planet, the levels will change. At the beginning of every planet, each level will be decided from a small pool of choices, so there will be variety every time you replay the planet. So while you know levels 2 and 5 on Planet Cerny are going to be bosses, which boss you get for each level will change every playthrough. After logging into the game, you will be placed into Hub, where you will make all the light and roguelite choices. I had a negative knee-jerk reaction to the Season Pass model. For me, I dislike having a timer put on what I will have access to unlocking, and knowing I have to put in a specific amount of time in the game to get something. I hate how these mechanics punish people for real-life obligations. I know the psychological theory of these types of mechanics is to get people to want to play more, but for me, missing out on any of these rewards is a good way to get me to just drop your game. As you level up, you will get different currencies, tokens, and resources that can be used towards upgrades. There are skill points that will go towards a generic skill tree, crystals to unlock new suits or toys, or breaker points that can be used towards customization of a particular suit. You can also equip relics. After getting your suit kitted out, you will pick a planet, and it is time for battle. At the start of each level, you will get to pick from 3 skill upgrades. Again, welcome to roguelites. Sometimes luck is on your side with good options, and other times, well, you work with what you got. You will also come across, I guess we'll just refer to them as shops, as you make your way through the level. Killing enemies will give you coins, which will be used to buy relics. Relics are Anvil's buffs for the current run, and will reset at the end of a planet. Again, your standard roguelite buffs, like increases to damage, attack speed, healing, health. Some of these relics are able to be ranked up, and will provide an additional buff at the 3rd rank. When you are actually getting some luck with relics, you can get some pretty fun builds going. You will also sometimes come across different weapon drops, which will both increase your damage output and give relic-style buffs. All the suits seem customized off of 4 different platforms, so you will see similar weapon drops between them. So if a good weapon drops, you might have to rethink your gameplay style for that run. Or you might have horrible luck and get stuck using your starter weapon the entire run. After 10 hours of gameplay, I'm liking Anvil, and out of all the shooter dungeon crawlers I've played recently, this is the first one to really scratch the itch. The variation of the suits and the randomness of the roguelite aspects are enjoyable and add some variety, but I can see the replayability falling off fast in the long run. And as much as I can get into grindy gameplay, I need something to try to achieve over the long term. The game is early access though, so there is still time for them to figure out what that is. Still, the fundamental gameplay is fun and worth giving Anvil a try as is. Thanks for watching.